The fourth season of Love, Death and Robots still displays absolute high-tier animation production, yet a lot of episodes lack the oomph or the substance and depth that makes the previous seasons memorable. We have Can't Stop as the first episode in our opener, and I understand how this episode seems so misplaced, and how a lot of people do seem to not be a big fan of this episode. This is like wearing a tux to your neighbor's barbecue party. You may look great, but you are definitely in the wrong place. Sadly, no matter how visually and amazingly animated a piece of media is, if it's in the wrong place, it just won't be appreciated for how good it really is. Because the animation marionette style is really good, but that's just about it. It's just the plain old music video. Could have wished they made a story out of it, at least like some music videos do, but oh well. Close Encounters with the Minikind was a very interesting, entertaining episode. It's rather comedic, it has a story, and it's like The Sims or a simulation in a sense. In just its short runtime, it speaks to humanity's strength in uniting and survival, humanity's folly of power, and ultimately its own hubris. Overall, a really solid episode. Spider Rose is a very well animated space sci-fi piece of a woman going through rough times and losses. We get the bonding of a person and their pet, which is a very cute and done rather well. Still, I think the episode falls a little flat in its second half. Still, in terms of what I expected of Love, Death and Robots, I think this episode is one of the standouts. Set in a post-apocalyptic setting, of which I assume is somewhere in London, 400 Boys is another one of the standouts, having very clean animation and you get the vibes and the atmosphere of the setting from the get-go. An episode where folks with differences places that aside to have a truce against a common enemy, which is nicely done. Was also not expecting the enemy to be that, but overall a solid episode. Now, the weakest episode in the entire season, in my opinion, Golgotha, is just a live-action episode with some pretty cool CGI monsters in it. I can only applaud it for having better effects and CGI than a lot of Marvel movies that came out of late. Besides that, there's really not much of anything in this episode. The Screaming of the Tyrannosaur is a very well animated episode, yet there's so much fluff for just about nothing, or rather predictable events. The fight scenes are great, but sometimes it seems like some of the moves are moving way too slow than intended, like roundhouse kicks, but that's just a nitpick on my end. The fight choreo is solid overall, but it's just again a lot of the fluff, like the wolf analogy, the subtleties of what seems like character development weren't really all that impactful. And yeah, it kind of falters by the end. Overall, the episode's okay. The voice acting carries the other large thing a lot. The cat is very well voiced, the robot's cool, the choice to have the humans seem like they're talking in gibberish is a good touch, but if it's an actual language and I called your language gibberish, well, I mean that's what it sounds like to me. Anyway, not a relatively good episode and seemingly incomplete, or like a prologue, the robot with no explanation being able to access certain things outside of the network is kind of dumb, but yeah. How Zeke Got Religion, otherwise known as one of the greatest episodes of all time in a sea of mid, this episode is absolutely awesome. From its action to its setup, to just knowing what kind of atrocities was tried during the setting, this episode portrays a character development arc, and the horror and emotion, all that bundled together makes this episode an absolute standout. My personal number one for the entire season. Even with all the comedians and celebrity voices, Smart Appliance's stupid owners falls relatively nowhere. Sure, there's some good jokes here and there, but that's pretty much it. It's a neat perspective to show how appliances are. If they are personified in some way, this would be what they would be thinking or saying, but again, there's not much anything else beyond just that. And finally, another cat episode for He Can Creep is the last episode of the season. And well, it's cats against the devil protecting a dude. And the episode does try to build some sort of conflict, but a lot of it feels so unnecessary. The cat devil dude interactions didn't really lead to anything, and it was kind of useless, and the other cats were cool, but overall, nothing burger of an episode, sadly. So overall, even with some dime in a dozen episodes this season, having like 3 or 4 good episodes, it's sadly a weak season. If I were to give it a rating, it'd be like a 3 out of 10. Still, I do hope they make more of these, and having different studios share their craft is a really nice treat. And if my view count is all it needs to keep these up, then I'll gladly keep watching, even if some episodes may not be the best of their craft. In any case, that was my brief review of Love, Death and Robots Season 4. May your life be in Thomasine. See you all tomorrow.